Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. In this video, I want to talk about icebreakers in English classes. You may think, why? Because we have just gotten back to school and it may be a good idea to use some activities and tasks to create some kind of safe and friendly atmosphere in the classroom and build or rebuild the team spirit. Icebreakers are activities or tasks that are used when the instructor, the teacher, and the students do not know each other very well. They do not know about each other. Um, Icebreakers can be used either to get to know each other and create a positive atmosphere in the classroom, or just for the purpose of having fun and um, uh, creating a genuine communication between the teacher and the peers, the students. Icebreakers help students, as I've said before several times, to get to know each other. They also help to break down social barriers. They reduce tension and anxiety, and they create a positive group atmosphere where people can trust each other. They develop communication skills and team building skills. They promote a sense of friendship, companionship in the classroom. They help students to think outside the box, and they motivate students to express their opinions rather than sticking to the routine activities that are taken from the course book or the textbook. Icebreakers can also reach out to students who have developed a negative attitude to learning English because of their past experiences and come to the class with a mental barrier. I don't like English, that kind of attitude. Now let's give some examples. I have prepared sample activities, but remember that these are just suggestions. You can always find several others or create yourself several others to use in the classroom. The first one, the first activity that I'm going to suggest, requires a pair of scissors and some tack-it or blue tack that you can use. Okay. Well, you write your name in capital letters and cut each letter as you see here. Okay. And you put them on the board in a jumbled form, jumbled structure with some tack-it. You paste them and ask your students to put the orders in the correct order to find your name. So here, this is my name, of course. If you just move the letters, you will find out Aydan, and that will be my name. And then you can ask your students to do the same. They can write their name on a piece of paper and then cut the individual letters out and mix them, jumble them in a random order and paste them on the board. And other students can try to put the letters into the correct order to find their friend's name. Okay, another example, another activity that I can suggest is write 3 sentences on the board about yourself. 2 of the sentences should be true. 1 has to be a lie. Okay? And then you're going to ask your students to guess which one is a lie. Now, remember, as teachers, we don't want to give too much personal information, but students are curious. They want to learn about your personal life, so you can pick your facts and one lie, of course, very carefully. As you can see here, I have 3 sentences, and it goes like, my name is Sevim, I have 3 children, and I have a car. Now, of course, my name is not Sevim, but that's not the lie part, okay? Let's assume that we have a teacher called Sevim, and in fact, she has only 2 children, but she writes here 3 children. So students are gonna make guesses about which one is not correct, which one is the lie. Now, the difficulty level of the sentences, of course, depends on the level of your students. If you have like upper intermediate, like B2 or C1 level students, you can even come up with more complex sentences, complicated sentences, But with A1, A2, or B1 level students, it's better to have simple sentences. You can even come up with a 5-sentence set where 4 of the sentences will be true, 1 will be a lie. And then, as an optional part of this activity, you can give each student a piece of paper, or ask them to take out a piece of paper and write 3 sentences about themselves, 2 being correct, 1 being a lie. And then they can take turns to come to the board and read these sentences out loud or paste them on the board, and the others make guesses. Okay. Or you can even change it where students hold the paper in front of in their front and walk around the classroom, and they mingle, and the students that they meet, that they come together, will try to guess which sentence is a lie. So you can change the activity in several different ways. It's a very adaptable activity, in fact. Okay, now let's talk about another suggestion. I have another example activity here. Now, on the board, draw this shape, the shape that you see here, and in each box, write category titles. For example, like you see here, your favorite food, okay? Your favorite animal, your favorite leisure time activity, and your favorite movie genre. Well, of course, these are just some suggestions. You can change the categories. You can even use the categories that you want to deal with in your actual lesson, when the lesson begins. And then ask your students to find questions for these answers. So, spaghetti and meatballs. What can be the question? Dog. What can be the question? Okay, they may come up with the correct question at once. They can say, what is your favorite food? Excellent. Or they may come up with a different question. For example, which animal are you scared of? There is no right or wrong here. Remember, the aim is to break the ice. The aim is to create a friendly atmosphere. So rather than saying, no, that's not correct, just say, think twice, think again. Are you sure? Do you want to make another guess? Like you're having fun together with them. So do not come up with a negative tone of your voice or a negative facial expression. It's just like jokingly, mockingly, you can say, nuh-uh, think again, that kind of thing. When they're done, when they have guessed all the questions, well, here, of course, all the questions are related to what's your favorite food, what's your favorite animal, what's your whatever, but you can also come up with different questions, so you can also adapt this activity. And as an optional step of this activity, you can ask them to do the same. Okay, draw one big square and then divide it into 4 and write 4 items in each box. And then you can collect all the papers, shuffle them, okay, without names, of course, there are no names on them, and call a student. Okay, Ali, come here, please. Pick up a paper, and Ali does that, and say, okay, read the information on it, please. Can you guess the questions? And then you can ask the whole class, can you guess the owner of this information, okay, of this paper? Again, remember, this is not a correct answer, incorrect answer kind of activity. It's just to create a friendly and safe atmosphere and create a kind of trusting relationship between students. Okay, another activity that I'm going to suggest is, now you prepare a set of instructions. Make sure that the instructions are based on solid, observable facts. For example, change if your name begins with B. This is a solid fact. This is observable. You can always say, what is your name? And if the student says Belma, okay, then it's correct, right? Or, for example, change if your surname begins with L. So you can always check the information. Or you can say, you can use a kind of a fact that you can easily see and check whether it's correct or not. Change if you have blue eyes. Okay? Change if you have white socks. That kind of thing. Okay? Change if you have blonde hair. Change if you have very long hair. Well, this is a kind of subjective thing, because for some people, my hair can be considered as long, for some not. So you may want to skip this and find something better. Okay? Change if you have a blue hairpin. Change if you have brown shoes, that kind of thing. Okay, how are you going to do this activity? You're going to get all of your students sit in chairs in a circle. Choose one student to be it. This person is going to stand in the middle of the circle. When you start giving instructions, they will listen to what you say and they will follow the instructions if that information is true for them. So let's say, for example, change if your name begins with B. All of the students whose names begin with B must stand up and change places, chairs. Meanwhile, the person who is standing in the middle, whether the information is true for that person or not, should try to get a chair, okay, when others are busy trying to find a place to sit. The last person who is left without a chair will take the role of it. And then you can continue calling out the other instructions one by one. Well, this activity gives some kind of personal information, and it also involves some physical activity where students can have fun. And believe me, even adult learners love playing such games. Another activity, another suggestion. Hangman is a very common game that we even play in our native language. However, hangman, by nature, is not politically correct. So, we can try a different version of hangman, which is called snowman. Kind of a more politically correct version of hangman, okay? Now, instead of a word, if the level of the students is suitable, of course, appropriate for the students, you can make use of a sentence. Imagine that the sentence that we are going to use is, my favorite school subject is English. What you do is you remove the letters and put blanks for them. And put a slash at word boundaries so students can see where each word begins and ends. Ask students to work in groups. Depending on the number of the students that you have in the classroom, you can have smaller groups or larger groups, maybe from 3 to 5 or even to 7. Each group, when it's their turn, shouts out a letter. If the letter is in the sentence, you write it as many times as necessary in the correct blanks. If it does not exist in the sentence, then you write the letter down in a corner and start drawing a snowman. Well, the first group to guess the sentence without completing the snowman wins the game. When you play snowman, for the first incorrect answer, draw the lower, the biggest part, circle, I mean. And then for the second, draw another circle, middle part of the snowman. And then for the third one, for the third mistake, draw the small circle. It's going to be the head of the snowman. Okay? And then you can use 2 sticks for arms, a top hat, okay, and 2 eyes, and a sad mouth. That will make a total of 9 mistakes. If you want to add more, maybe you can add a carrot as the nose of the snowman. That will make 10 mistakes. That will leave room for 10 mistakes. Okay? So this is what you're going to have if they cannot guess the sentence by using the letters. Okay, I have given some examples for icebreakers. In the next video, I will talk about warmers and warm-ups. I will also give some examples. That's all for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more videos. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.